Casey? Me? Yeah, mine was on the back seat.
Moonshine goes to the very human instinct in man to get away with something. To get away with doing something illegal and not getting caught.
And this right here is pure alcohol, 180 proof.
It's addictive, kind of. Once you get it in your veins, it's hard to get it out. It took 6 years of prison for me to get it out. And that's the truth.
My daddy, he was doing what he had to do. He made shine, keep kids from starving, I guess, or send us to school and buy shoes for us.
These people's names weren't Bugsy or Scarface. They were very nice, very respectable people. They saw the government as having made them a criminal.
The whole town was involved in this whole thing of rum running. My father was never caught. He was shot up, but he was never caught.
There was a lot of bootlegging people involved in racing when it got off the ground. I really think the fastest car I ever drove was a bootlegging car.
America's gonna have their whiskey one way or another. Now, whether it comes from the bootlegger, the moonshiner, or anyway, they're gonna have it any way you look at it.
They are heroes and criminals. They fight tax collectors and moral crusaders. They sail the high seas and tear up the back roads. And they leave an indelible mark on the American spirit. They are the Rumrunners, the Moonshiners, and the Bootleggers of America.
Moonshine has many names. It's known as popskull,
Corn liquor, pot liquor,
Rot gut.
panther's breath,
White dog.
White lightning.
White lightning.
white lightning.
Whatever its name, moonshine whiskey is an American tradition. And today, the art of making this illegal spirit lives on in many pockets of the southern United States.
Moonshine goes to that instinct of every man, woman, and child to get away with something, to do something and not be caught. That's what moonshine's about. And there will always be moonshine.
Making moonshine begins with a mash of sugar, water, yeast, and grain. In early America, the grain of choice is rye or barley. When moonshiners reach Kentucky, they switch to more plentiful corn. As the mash sits, the yeast feeds on the sugars in the grain. The byproduct of this chemical reaction is alcohol. To separate this alcohol from the rest of the mash, moonshiners use a process called distillation. American moonshiners first used small pots to distill whiskey. The pots were made of copper, a metal that does not corrode and poison the liquor. Over the next 200 years, stills grow larger, able to produce greater and greater amounts of moonshine in a single run. This backwoods distillery consists of 4 800-gallon black pot-type stills. Each still can produce about 100 gallons of white lightning per run.
I'll kind of show you how we change buckets. We take one bucket and slide one out.
Tim Smith's family has a long tradition of making moonshine.
Make sure we get our strainer back in it. Try to strain it and purify it as best we can. That's the name of the game, is making it as clean as we can. We're Going to show you how to make some moonshine today. We got an 800-gallon still. We've got it filled up with water, sugar, yeast, and malt, which is a secret recipe. We've got it all mixed up right, and it's ready. It's already fermented and everything.
Distillation works on a basic principle. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, but alcohol boils at only 172 degrees. As long as the moonshiner maintains the still's temperature at around 172 degrees, only the alcohol will boil off. The rest of the mash should stay behind. The alcohol is now steam and travels to the next component of the still, the thump keg, named for the thumping sound it makes. If any impurities manage to get through, the thump keg catches them. Now, only the alcohol steam continues on its journey to the copper worm.
Normally we'd have this full of water, and this would be cold water. Cold water we pump from the creek.
The steam rolls down and around the worm. The cold water condenses the alcohol back into a liquid. The moonshine is strained and finally jugged.
Put a top on it, one jug of moonshine ready to go.
Moonshine whiskey is usually 100 proof, meaning it contains 50% alcohol. In the old days, proofing the liquor was a way to ensure you weren't getting swindled with low-quality alcohol. It was often done with gunpowder.
They would pour the liquid on the gunpowder and set a match to it or a light to it, and if it ignited, then the liquor was proved to have enough alcohol in it.
If the liquor doesn't light, it may have been watered down.
If it didn't ignite, they were trying to palm you off with something that wasn't quite of the standard you required.
And this right here is pure alcohol.
Retired moonshiner Clay Call can tell the proof by the bead, or bubble.
That's about 180 proof.
The bead of higher proof moonshine is larger and disappears quickly. The bead of this 100 proof moonshine is smaller and remains longer. Like all whiskey, moonshine is clear when it first comes off the still. Legal distilleries are required by law to age the whiskey in new, charred oak barrels, which gives it its color and smooth taste. But moonshine isn't aged a day, and its harsh burning taste reflects it.
Here we have some American whiskey. We're all used to seeing whiskey like this. It's aged in new charred oak barrels for years and years, until it takes on this wonderful amber hue that we're all familiar with. And here we've got some moonshine with a little lightning for white lightning emblazoned on the bottle. Don't ask me where I got it. It just comes off the still, put in the bottle, poured in the shot glass. Cheers.
Moonshine has been described as a cross between rubbing alcohol, vodka, and kerosene. Despite its taste, Americans covet this outlaw spirit, and throughout history they will fight for it, go to jail for it, and even kill for it.
They're moms, dads, veterans, coaches. They're part of your community. They live on your street. They employ your neighbors. They're America's 12,000 Allstate agents. They live near you, they know what you need, and they're there to help protect you, to put you in good hands.
The company that I work for is a company that engineers and designs water features, both static and interactive, such as ones that you would find in Las Vegas. I never thought I'd be where I'm at today if I hadn't gone back to ITT Tech. It's a sense of accomplishment. It's a sense of fulfillment.
Well, I think it was a good idea for him to go back to school. Gives us some inspiration.
Nothing in life that's worth having is easy. And it's never too late to start to go to school. It's what's going to open doors for you. Education is what's going to allow you to become what you want to be.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. Call 1-800-488-3652 or visit us on the web.
In a perfect world, we wouldn't need to filter our water. The same water that flows freely, untouched, the way nature intended, would flow into our homes. That's why there's Brita, to make the water we drink taste a little more perfect. Reduce lead and other impurities with the advanced filtration system of Brita.
1 4-star hotel, 2 identical rooms. So why does this one cost so much less on Hotwire.com? When hotels have unsold rooms, they use Hotwire hot rates to fill them. So you get ridiculously low prices backed by our low price guarantee.
HOTWIRE, Hotwire.com.
When he tries to trap you, you count it. You drill it.
I can't do this.
It's always worse, right?
Until it isn't.
Did you hear me? I said it's on.
And there's no fight.
So help me God.
This is boxing. We're gonna do whatever we have to do, all right?
We have a life.
This was always part of it.
No more.
The closer you get to the ring, all this other crap is gonna fade away, because you're going home.
Lights Out series premiere. For more information, go to fxnetworks.com.
Is your computer running slowly? Does it take more than 3 seconds for your email to load? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? These are not only annoying, but can cause permanent damage to your computer. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, your computer and your privacy may be at risk, because these are usually the telltale signs of a virus, and it can only get worse until you act. Get a free diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
My Clean PC is outstanding, and my computer is running faster than ever.
My Clean PC came through with flying colors when no one else could.
My Clean PC totally cleaned up my system and increased my speed.
MyCleanPC.com can remove spyware, viruses, and infected emails, all speeding up your PC's performance. It offers all-in-one protection, and it's been downloaded by millions of users. Even if you have antivirus software, your computer could still be infected. Find out instantly with a free comprehensive diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
Tonight on American Pickers.
Flooring. I am flooring it.
Things don't start off well for the guys.
Don't even say it.
And
how much is this?
$350.
When Mike can't close the 1954 pinball machine.
How about $200?
Oh, can't do that.
He gets physical.
Why don't we arm wrestle? 250, I win, 275, you. Get my arm up on the hood. Frankie locks it down. Hit it.
American Pickers. Tonight at 9 on History Made Every Day.
The American Revolution, a war fought against tyranny, oppression, and taxes. Taxes that turned our founding fathers into smugglers of illegal liquor.
Our founding fathers resented taxes, and they defied the law. They would try to smuggle in almost anything upon which the king was trying to levy a duty. Americans are fundamentally defiant people. We don't like authority. There's a natural anti-authority element in our character, which is part of the revolutionary spirit.
In fact, it was a colonial rum runner that helped inflame this American spirit of insurrection 8 years before the outbreak of war. On June 10, 1768, British customs agents seize a rum-running ship called the Liberty in Boston Harbor. The Liberty's owner is one of the colony's greatest smugglers. He is also one of America's founding fathers, John Hancock.
John Hancock was one of the finest practitioners of smuggling. Hancock, like any number of other merchants along the Atlantic coast, took great pleasure evading the king's customs offices, the revenue offices, and he did it with great success. And in this case, on the sloop Liberty, the populace is enraged against the royal customs offices, and their lives are in danger.
The Liberty's seizure quickly sparks a riot. Incensed colonists terrorize customs officers. They drag a British ship through town and torch it on the Boston Common. Just 3 days later, Hancock and the Sons of Liberty hold an emotional meeting at Faneuil Hall and plant the seeds of revolution. After 7 bloody years of war, the colonists finally rid themselves of oppressive British taxes. But this newly found freedom has a price tag. The war has left the country more than $70 million in debt. To raise the money, the country's newly elected leaders resort to the same taxes that Americans fought so vehemently against in the first place.
Alexander Hamilton taps George Washington on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, but we're a bit short of cash." And Washington says, well, he says, well, that war cost us a lot, you know, and we've got to, like, get some money back to the people we borrowed it from. What we're going to do? Actually, it was Hamilton that came up with the answer. It's, let's tax distilled spirits.
On March 3rd, 1791, the United States government taxes the production and sale of distilled spirits.
And of course, the immediate response to taxation is you go out into the woods to avoid detection and you distill by the light of the moon.
The American moonshiner is born. It is in western Pennsylvania where these illicit distillers are predominant. They are mainly Scotch-Irish farmers who use their whiskey as liquid currency for trade. Years before, many of the Scotch-Irish fled unfair taxes on whiskey in their native land. Now, faced with new American taxes, they rebel. In the summer of 1794, the violence escalates. Nearly 5,000 moonshiners march on Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. President George Washington calls out the militia.
Washington's big worry was that the troops would not muster. And if the troops did not muster, he has lost his leadership ability and he will be seen as a failure as a president. It's a very big moment in American history, and it's a war against moonshiners.
Heeding Washington's call, 13,000 troops arrive in Pittsburgh to quell the uprising. Severely outnumbered and outgunned, the moonshiners hastily retreat, and the Whiskey Rebellion is put down with virtually no bloodshed. But many die-hard moonshiners refuse to concede. Their hatred for taxes drives many of them to America's unsettled backwoods to ply their illicit trade.
Quite a few of the Scots-Irish went down and made more moonshine in Kentucky. It had already been pinpointed as one of the most beautiful places on earth with its bluegrass and its limestone water. Everybody said, maybe we'll go to Kentucky, get away without paying taxes again for a few years until they tighten up down there.
The moonshiners' age-old traditions immediately take root. The southern backwoods becomes, and will remain, the moonshine capital of America.
Let's make a deal, man. Let's make a real deal. Let's make a deal, man.
Ultimate Competition Series is back and reloaded. An all-new season of Top Shot coming in February to history. Made every day.
This is not a prescription. This is Norma, who knows how important it is to have her medicine in one place. So Norma brings all of her prescriptions to Walgreens, where her pharmacist can watch out for interactions with her over-the-counter medicine. Now, Norma thinks less about her medicine and more about her vacation. Tell us what you take just once, and we'll check for interactions every time. Expertise. Find it everywhere there's a Walgreens.
At 21st Century, we know that people like to compare and save. So we've designed a comparison to help. Start with two identical cars, one insured by these guys, the other insured by 21st Century, which means both cars are covered when there's a problem. Like this one. Since both policies cover this kind of damage, both cars get repaired. Here's the difference. People who switch from Progressive to 21st save, on average, wow, $520 a year. Geico and Allstate drivers who switch to 21st, they save big too. Call 21st Century at 877-244-8001 or visit us at 21st.com. That's 877-244-8001. 21st Century Insurance, the same great coverage for less.
Are you being audited? Do you have several years of unfiled tax returns? Is the IRS sending you threatening letters or coming to your home or place of business? Hello, I'm Patrick Cox, founder of TaxMasters. At TaxMasters, we help solve your tax problems. Listen, don't take on the IRS by yourself. Our former IRS agents and tax professionals have helped many good people just like you. Don't wait any longer. Call right now to get started today.
TaxMasters, we solve your tax problems. Call 800-581-0457.
There's a revolution in weight loss, and it's all about you and your stories.
Stairs are zero trouble for me now.
I've gained energy.
I have taken up belly dancing.
I can be that person that I wanted to be.
It is just so totally unbelievable how I have changed.
I have more confidence now.
I feel like I look good.
I can cross my legs.
I don't know what you think, but I'm quite happy with it.
Now that I've got the weight off, my diabetes is under control.
Everything's easier when you weigh less.
The new Nutrisystem features chef-inspired foods designed to fit your life, with transition plans that help you do it on your own, all backed by the proven science of the glycemic index. Call today and get your first 7 days free. That's 28 meals free. It's time to say hooray you and get our best food at our lowest price ever. The new Nutrisystem. Call today or visit Nutrisystem.com.
Client's here.
Whoa, that achy cold needs Alka-Seltzer Plus. It rushes multiple cold fighters plus a powerful pain reliever wherever you need it. Oh, what a relief it is.
Since its discovery around 5000 BC, alcohol has stirred controversy. Moral crusaders consider it evil, and throughout history they try to temper its use or ban it outright. But just as with taxes, the prohibition of alcohol only provides a strong catalyst for moonshining. One of the first major prohibition experiments in the New World occurs as settlers begin building the colony of Georgia. Original founder James Oglethorpe bans rum and brandy from the fledgling colony in 1733. Yet Georgia is far from dry. Settlers quickly construct illegal stills and smuggle rum by boat from neighboring colonies. They trade their illegal liquor secretly, sometimes hiding their contraband in their clothing or their boots. A person who sells illegal liquor is known as a bootlegger. Georgia is soon overwhelmed with rumrunners, moonshiners, and bootleggers, and the ban on alcohol ends after only 9 years. The lesson of this early Prohibition failure will largely be ignored. Over the next 200 years, moral crusaders will try to completely eradicate alcohol from the country. But they will only succeed in driving moonshining to new heights. The next major Prohibition experiment is ignited in 1851 by a 5'2" moral crusader nicknamed the Napoleon of Temperance. He is Mayor Neil Dow of Portland, Maine.
Neil Dow was a Yankee fury. He was foursquare, an abolitionist, a prohibitionist. Inebriation was just a part of the world he grew up in, and Dow found deep moral objection in his Yankee Quaker soul to the harm that he felt this drug did to families, to the social fabric of the world he knew.
Dow's world is rife with drunkenness. The average person drinks 5 gallons of alcohol a year, nearly 5 times as much as an American today. It is one of the greatest periods of alcohol consumption in American history. The crime and violence that accompanies demon rum is epidemic. Spousal abuse is rampant. Drunkenness amongst children, widespread.
There were these horrible places where men drank their lives away with complete disregard to the welfare of their spouse and their children. And therefore, the temperance movements really had something to gripe about.
In June of 1851, Dow outlaws alcohol in Portland. A few months later, he helps pass a ban for all of Maine. It is the nation's first statewide prohibition law.
Now you can imagine that he was not universally popular for that. It took a lot of moral certitude and a certain amount of ego and strong inner core of belief to do what he did in a world where alcohol was the social drug of acceptance and available everywhere to every working man.
Once again, the attempt at prohibition only fuels illegal liquor, as moonshine stills soon litter the hills and alcohol is smuggled over the borders. On June 2nd, 1855, a mob assaults the City Hall in Portland. They are after hundreds of cases of liquor stored in the basement for doctors and druggists to prescribe as medicine. This infamous night will end in death.
Must have been quite a scene. More than 1,000 shouting, angry men bearing torches and battering rams and crashing up against the walls again and again until finally they broke. Neil Dow gave the order to fire. The militia gave 2 full broadsides onto the crowd. Many were wounded. 1 man died.
Dow saves the liquor and is a hero to temperance advocates. But the bloodshed at the Portland rum riot foreshadows the violence the country will witness as the moral crusaders march on. By 1893, 5 more states joined Maine with complete prohibition. By 1913, 9 states are dry, including Georgia and North Carolina. The demand for backwoods moonshine is so great, the price triples from $1.50 to $4.50 a gallon. In 1916, Michigan goes dry. But rumrunners keep alcohol flowing by smuggling it into the state. One popular route was from Ohio along the Dixie Highway, often called the Avenue de Booze. By 1917, over half of the states in the country ban alcohol. But the Crusaders want more.
Take a look at your bright-eyed children. You know what the liquor industry wants to do to them? They want to feed him that old rot gut.
Leaping upon our little children, driving its poisonous fangs into the heart and brain and blood of our young men.
They want your sweet, innocent girls to take the booze so they can be enticed into honky-tonks by slick-haired vultures who prey on the floor of American womanhood. I say alcohol must go.
Finally, in 1919, after more than 2 centuries of trying, the moral crusaders get their law. Ratified by Congress over a veto by President Woodrow Wilson, the 18th Amendment to the Constitution bans the manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcohol. But because of the 200-year run-up, Americans are primed for Prohibition. Thousands of moonshine stills already exist, and rum-running routes have long been established.
No matter what you do, and American Prohibition is a great example of this. No matter what laws you enact, people will always drink.
For Rumrunners, Moonshiners, and Bootleggers, national prohibition will not be a new beginning, but merely a continuation of the past.
Tonight on American Pickers.
Flooring. I am flooring it.
Things don't start off well for the guys.
Don't even say it.
And
how much is this?
$350.
When Mike can't close the 1954 pinball machine.
How about $200?
Oh, can't do that.
He gets physical.
Why don't we arm wrestle? $250, I win, $275, you. Get my arm up on the hood. Frankie locks it down. Hit it.
American Pickers. Tonight at 9. On History. Made every day.
On the next Decoded.
Man has always searched for answers to the biggest questions of life. How will it all end?
Could be an asteroid strike. The Maya have a specific date, December 21st, 2012.
Nostradamus did not say the world's going to end in 2012.
The sea will turn black and all the living creatures will die. It happened in the summer of 2010.
Brad Meltzer's Decoded, Thursday at 10 on History.
This is Lara. Her morning begins with arthritis pain. That's a coffee and 2 pills. The afternoon tour begins with more pain and more pills. The evening guests arrive, back to sore knees, back to more pills. The day is done, but hang on. Her doctor recommended a leave. Just 2 pills can keep arthritis pain away all day with fewer pills than Tylenol. This is Lara, who chose 2 Aleve and fewer pills for a day free of pain. And get the all-day pain relief of Aleve in liquid gels.
I don't want to get up. I don't want to go to work. I hate mornings. Great, I have 20 minutes. No time for coffee. Hello, my friend.
Can't get it together in the morning? Try 5-Hour Energy. It's simple, effective, and unlike coffee, it's ready right now. No waiting, no hassle.
Let's do this.
5-Hour Energy, the no wait, no hassle way to a great morning.
Can your credit card get you a free checked bag on every Delta flight? My card can.
Check your first bag for free with the Gold Delta Sky Miles credit card. Plus, earn up to 25,000 bonus miles. Call now to apply.
Can your card let your whole family save on baggage fees? My card can.
Free check bag for up to 9 people in your reservation is available to Gold Delta Sky Miles credit card members, saving a family of 4 up to $200 every Delta flight. Can your card give you all this with no annual fee for the first year? My card can. Fly with the Gold Delta Sky Miles credit card from American Express and check your first bag for free on every flight. Earn up to 25,000 bonus miles and no annual fee for the first year. Call 1-800-SKY-MILES to apply.
Meet the Multimax, the latest tool from the Dremel brand, the world's leader in versatility. Its oscillating side-to-side motion makes every job fast and easy. Its high-performance motor gives you the ability to tackle a wide range of projects. And its variable speed allows you to dial in the right speed for the best results. Look for it where power tools are sold, or visit Dremel.com for details on how to get a free Dremel Projects DVD. Repair, remodel, restore with the Dremel Multimax.
Give yourself an edge. One A Day Men's Pro Edge. A complete multivitamin with more magnesium to help support healthy muscle function. More B vitamins to help convert food to fuel. More confidence in a healthy you. One A Day Men's Pro Edge.
At 12:01 a.m. on January 17, 1920, national prohibition begins. Liquor stores, saloons, breweries, and distilleries close their doors.
The distillery on the hillside now is still. The men, they take their tipple from the ripple of the rill. The boys go home sober, and their mothers don't cry. Glory, hallelujah, Uncle Sam is going to stay dry. It was because...
But as the moral crusaders celebrate the start of Prohibition, the Moonshiners are cranking out thousands of gallons of illegal whiskey. National Prohibition isn't an obstacle for them. It's an opportunity to reap greater profits.
America's going to have their whiskey one way or another. Now, whether it comes from the bootlegger, the moonshiner, or anyway, they're going to have it any way you look at it.
For many during Prohibition, moonshining is a means of survival. When legal distilleries close their doors, thousands of old-time distillers find themselves out of work. Forced to fend for themselves, they head into the woods, build their own stills, and make white lightning. But for every moonshiner just trying to get by, there are several others interested only in profits. Unconcerned about quality, these cagey moonshiners switch the main ingredient in their whiskey from corn to cheaper sugar.
In the early stages, they made good whiskey. They made corn whiskey. And then later on, someone found out if you add sugar to it and whatnot, you could get a bigger production, a bigger yield, and more of it, but not as good a whiskey. So most of the people then weren't anxious about the quality of whiskey, it was the quantity of whiskey.
For about $5, a moonshiner could purchase 100 pounds of sugar and turn it into 10 gallons of white lightning. He could then sell it for $20 a gallon and profit up to $200 per run.
Make a lot of money, a lot of money. If you had a 200-gallon barrel and put in 200 gallons of water, 200 pounds of sugar, 40 pounds of wheat bran, and a cake of yeast, maybe a pound of yeast, let it ferment for 3 days, make a lot of whiskey.
Moonshiners in just one small Virginia county turn out nearly 1 million gallons of illicit booze a year, half the yearly output of the Jim Beam distillery before Prohibition. Only one thing separates the moonshiner from large profits: the law. The monumental task of policing the nation falls on 1,500 federal agents of the Prohibition Unit. They fan out across the country and join local law enforcement to bust bootleggers and destroy illicit stills. But these agents are poorly paid, and many are seduced by the lure of moonshine money. Corruption is rampant.
The salary was $1,800 a year when Prohibition started. They could get $500 a day for calling in on a certain specified day sick. So in 4 days, they could make their yearly salary.
It was kind of a tongue-in-cheek type thing. You could go to a blind pig in Detroit, and you'd see the prohibition agent and his favorite blind pig, and he had he'd have a summer home and a winter home, and drive a Cadillac.
It is estimated that the few honest Prohibition agents are only able to apprehend about 5% of the 800 million gallons of illegal liquor flowing through the country every year. They had no better luck stopping the millions of Americans from consuming these outlaw spirits. Americans drink in illegal saloons called blind pigs and speakeasies, where jazz booms. and the Charleston is all the rage.
If you knew where one was located and you were given the password, you were admitted.
You say, Joe sent me. You'd knock on the door and say, Joe sent me.
And after you were admitted, whatever you could afford to pay for was there for the asking. It was romantic because you were breaking the law.
The word speakeasy derives from the way illegal liquor is ordered. To the bartender, keep your voice down and speak easy. During the Roaring '20s, speakeasies are the settings where rebellious youth fight a revolution in morals and manners. They are young soldiers returning from World War I, joined for the first time in the saloons by women.
Women who were not allowed in the vast majority of saloons prior to Prohibition are welcomed with open arms into the speakeasies.
They are known as flappers, armed with new clothes, new attitudes, and the new symbol of youth revolution in America, the hip flask.
I was a flapper and really enjoyed it. And my friends are all flappers. You had the little hats, you know, they were pulled down, kind of fit in the hairdos, in the short skirts, and in the high heels. It was all part of growing up at that time. It was kind of a nice age for young people especially. I mean, the group that I was running around with, it was exciting to go to Blind Pigs, although you weren't supposed to. But anyway, we enjoyed it. And you were always wondering, well, will this place be raided? Will my folks find out about it?
Prohibition agents are always on the prowl trying to bust speakeasies. But many of these secret saloons devise brilliant ways to get around the law. This is Claudio's restaurant in Greenport, New York. Claudio's is built on the edge of a pier. At low tide, boats laden with illegal liquor slide onto the restaurant and unload their bounty.
And the booze would come out of the boat, dragged up the sand, and there were 3 trap doors in the restaurant. One was in the back that you could offload the booze straight up into the back, out the back door, into the trucks, gone. A second was in what is now the men's room, which is a very small room with no doors. And the booze would go up inside the trap door in that little storage room when there was no truck left. And the third still exists today. And the booze came straight up through the trap door and into the bar.
The Elite 21 Club in New York City has its own unique defenses against the law. If a raid is imminent, the doorman alerts the bartender with a secret buzzer. That's the signal to flush the booze. In addition to collapsible shelves, the 21 Club has secret passages and fake walls. In the basement, this brick wall is actually a door. It only unlocks when a long metal key is inserted into a tiny crack, giving way to the club's liquor vault. During Prohibition, no liquor is ever found in the 21 Club. And the secret storeroom still exists today. In elite speakeasies like the 21 Club, high-quality liquor flows. But bad booze infiltrates many secret saloons. To increase profits, many unethical bootleggers take a bottle of good liquor and cut it into 2 or even 3 bottles. Liquor that had been altered like this is sometimes called monkey rum. Small-time bootleggers mix alcohol with flavorings in their bathtubs and create bathtub gin. Another problem is an army of amateur moonshiners.
There were many bad moonshiners out there who didn't care what they put in their illegal hooch. Substances such as embalming fluid were used to give an extra kick to that whiskey, or what they were calling whiskey. People were dying from these ingredients.
During the first year of Prohibition, over 1,000 deaths are attributed to poisonous liquor. Within 5 years, that number quadruples.
In 1927, a survey of all the booze that was taken by the revenue agents, they discovered that 98% of it contained poisons of one form or another.
This rot-gut alcohol makes its way into the speakeasies. The only thing bartenders can do is to try to mask the poisons and horrid taste with sweet fruit juices and colorful mixers. Bootleggers keep these toxic spirits flowing throughout the 13 years of Prohibition. And despite the dangers, Americans will continue to drink them.
Now it's palatable. It will get you high. It won't taste great, but it's all we got. Enjoy.
Good news, sir. I just got an email from the office, and word is people really love our claim service, especially the Auto Repair Express. Repairs are fast and they're guaranteed for as long as you own your car.
Hey, that's great. Is this your phone?
Yeah, of course.
But where do you put... I mean, how do you carry...
Here you go.
Thanks.
No, I got it, sir.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I lost 30 pounds.
54 pounds.
23 pounds.
Thank you, America, for making Hydroxycut the #1 selling weight loss supplement brand.
I'm Brittany from Toronto. I lost 42 pounds. Thanks, Hydroxycut.
I highly recommend Hydroxycut. The key ingredients are clinically proven to help people lose more weight.
I'm Allison from Texas. I lost 40 pounds. Hydroxycut really works.
New Proclinical Hydroxycut. Lose weight. Start now.
The perfect Hotwire getaway. Shop till you drop. Relax by the pool. At a 4-star hotel for a 2-star price from Hotwire.com. When hotels have unsold rooms, they use Hotwire hot rates to fill them. So you get ridiculously low prices backed by our low price guarantee. Like 4 stars in Chicago. Travelocity published price $189. Hotwire hot rate just $85. Hotwire.com. 4-star hotels, 2-star prices.
HOTWIRE, Hotwire.com.
Save big on car rentals, too, from $13.95 a day.
I was working in the automotive industry back in Detroit, and I was laid off from my position, and my outlook was not looking very good. I had no formal college education. I didn't have that first step that you need in order to be successful in this country in regards to a career field choice. I had to make a positive change, and that negative became a positive. I chose ITT Technical Institute because they could get me the training that I needed and help me get working in the career field that I wanted to join. I think my wife and children are very proud of the fact that I went back to school at 40 and was able to be successful. 2 years ago when I was laid off, you know, there's a lot of fear. What am I going to do to provide for my family? And I don't worry about that anymore. I don't.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. Call 1-800-488-3652 or visit us on the web.
Is your computer running slowly? Does it take more than 3 seconds for your email to load? Are you frustrated with error messages, blue screens, computer freezes, and crashes? These are not only annoying, but can cause permanent damage to your computer. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, your computer and your privacy may be at risk, because these are usually the telltale signs of a virus, and it can only get worse until you act. Get a free diagnosis at mycleanpc.com.
My Clean PC is outstanding, and my computer is running faster than ever.
My Clean PC came through with flying colors when no one else could.
My Clean PC totally cleaned up my system and increased my speed.
MyCleanPC.com can remove spyware, viruses, and infected emails, all speeding up your PC's performance. It offers all-in-one protection, and it's been downloaded by millions of users. Even if you have antivirus software, your computer could still be infected. Find out instantly with a free comprehensive diagnosis at MyCleanPC.com.
History is popping up everywhere. And now on your cell phone, too. History on Foursquare, an app for your phone that unlocks history wherever you are.
You better believe I want this thing.
And don't forget to join History's growing fan base on Facebook and Twitter.
I think we died and went to heaven.
Now on Foursquare, Twitter, and Facebook. History, made every day and everywhere.
"8 miles off the southern coast of New York is a watery grave. These are the skeletal remains of an 84-foot tugboat called the Lizzie D. In 1922, she went down carrying a treasure of illegal alcohol.
There are whiskey bottles everywhere on this wreck, in the head, under the boiler. Every single place that they had room for a whiskey bottle, they put whiskey bottles. By penetrating down inside her and digging into the mud, they're still able to recover some of these bootleg whiskey or Prohibition whiskey bottles.
The Lizzie D was a Prohibition rum runner. Her remains are evidence of a great battle fought on the high seas, a battle between liquor smugglers and the law. It was called the Rum War at Sea. Rum running during national prohibition begins when William McCoy, an enterprising boat builder from Florida, fills his 90-foot ship with 1,500 cases of illegal spirits. McCoy anchors 3 miles offshore in the safety of international waters and sells his cargo to any takers. Dozens of ships loaded with alcohol soon join McCoy. This floating wholesale liquor market becomes known as Rum Row. These supply ships quickly sell their booze and restock in places like Canada and the Caribbean islands. Before Prohibition, an average of 12,000 gallons of alcohol was exported every year from Nassau, Bahamas. At the height of rum running, a staggering 2.5 million gallons leaves her docks every year. For 3 years, McCoy is the toast of Rum Row. He is legendary for always carrying the highest quality booze. His liquor becomes known as the Real McCoy. In 1923, however, the Coast Guard arrests McCoy, and his reign abruptly ends. Rum Row, however, continues to thrive. By 1924, it is believed that hundreds of supply ships lay anchored off the coast from Maine to Florida, flooding the eastern seaboard with liquor. Boats of every kind journey out to Rum Row and bring the liquor to land. Sometimes, rum runners even use submarines.
They were actually using a World War I U-boat to bring to the shores of Long Island torpedoes filled with bottles of scotch, and they were firing these torpedoes onto the beaches in Long Island.
More typically, fishing boats venture past the 3-mile limit to bring the booze ashore. But soon, the law pushes the international border from 3 miles to 12 miles. Now the rum runners need stronger and faster boats. Many turn to boat builder Fred Skopanich of Freeport, New York.
My father didn't have any problem with building the boats for the Rumrunners. He wasn't operating the boat, so he was not under any fear of being caught or charged with anything, and that's all. It was free. He was free and clear.
At first, Skopanich builds sea skiffs for the Rumrunners. Roughly 35 feet long, these boats could hold up to 200 cases of liquor. The sea skiffs are great Rumrunners because of this flat bottom section. It allows the boat to run aground without tipping over. The liquor can then quickly be unloaded and the boat easily pushed back out to sea. But the sea skiffs are slow and are about to become obsolete. In 1925, 5 years into Prohibition, the United States government ups the ante. They appropriate $14 million to beef up the Coast Guard's meager fleet. Like the Rumrunners before them, the Coast Guard hires Fred Skopanich.
The yard was building the Rumrunners boats on one side of the yard, and on the other side of the yard they were building Coast Guard boats. Coast Guard absolutely knew what was going on in all of the yards.
Still, the Coast Guard commissions 38-foot powerboats built for speed. Their main request is that they achieve at least 24 miles per hour.
The Rumrunners, of course, knew this, so whatever rum boat was built had to be faster than these boats.
To help the Rumrunners stay one step ahead of the Coast Guard, Skopanich outfits his rum-running boats with Liberty airplane engines. Originally designed for use in World War I fighter planes, the Liberty helps lead the Allies to victory. Now, after the war, there are some 11,000 available as Army surplus.
These engines were perfect in weight and size for a 35, 40-foot boat. It was a V12 engine. It was 550 horsepower, and they were beautiful, beautiful running engines.
Skopanich's answer to the Coast Guard is a boat like this, a 42-foot Rumrunner called the Betty Ann.
This boat could outrun the Coast Guard easily. It had two of the Liberty V12 550 horse engines in it. She could carry probably 400 cases of liquor, and the boats were sparse. There was nothing in them. There were no toilets, no galleys, no cooking facilities. Just, it was a 4-hour boat. You ran out for 2 hours and ran back for 2 hours. And that was it.
Beyond speed, Rumrunners add smoke screens to elude capture. By dripping oil into the exhaust system, a boat could completely cloak itself on a dark night in the open ocean.
If you were running at night, if you put a little smoke in the air, the Coast Guard boat behind you couldn't see you no way. It was like drawing a curtain across.
Rumrunners also developed clandestine radio stations operated with encryption codes to transmit secret messages. Sometimes they radio in fake distress calls and send the Coast Guard on wild goose chases. Skopanich even makes some of his boats bulletproof.
To make it bulletproof, they built the pilot house out of double wall material. In other words, like a house, an inner wall and an outer wall. And they poured the pilot house full of beach sand.
With speed and a repertoire of ruses, the Rumrunners usually stay one step ahead of the law. But the Coast Guard turns the tables when they capture a rum-running speedboat equipped with Liberty engines. She is called the Black Duck. The Coast Guard mounts a machine gun on the bow of the Black Duck and goes after the Rumrunners. They will soon have an epic showdown with a fisherman-turned-rumrunner named Carl Ryder, captain of the notorious Artemis.
My father was becoming a nemesis to the commander over New London. The commander took it on as a pet project that he was going to catch the Artemis come hell or high water. It was actually August of 1931. They had gone out and loaded up from a Canadian boat as usual. As he was coming in, all of a sudden, the machine gun that was mounted on the front of the Black Duck just opened up on him. And they started just filling the boat with bullets.
Carl Ryder claims the Coast Guard opened fire unprovoked. The Coast Guard claims Ryder tried to ram them. Yuli Fiedler, then 21 years old, was on shore, ready to unload the illegal liquor.
I was waiting on the beach with the unloading gang for the art teams to come in, and we heard all this damn shooting down there. We didn't know what the hell was going on, all that shooting and the lights flashing down the Orient. You could look practically, you could see it right straight along the beach.
They shot Johnny Johnson, his mate, right through the head. And then he put it right into the pilot house and shot the spindles of the wheel right out of his hand. And he looked down at the sulfur from the bullets. It made him dizzy. He looked down and his compass was spinning around, and he fell back and he put his feet up on the wheel.
Steering with his feet, Carl Ryder rams the Black Duck. He then zigzags his boat towards shore with the Coast Guard on his tail continuing to fire. Soon the Black Duck begins to take on water, and she is forced to give up the chase. She limps back to shore, and the Artemis heads home.
My father was able to get the boat into Orient. He slipped it between two rocks, and there he felt it would be well hidden from anybody who was looking for it.
The next day, daylight, airplanes come looking for that boat, and they couldn't find it because they had it covered up with branches, and they started stripping her, taking out the motors, parts of the motors and stuff like that, and they had her covered up. And the Coast Guard looked and looked for that boat, and they couldn't find it.
The illegal liquor is unloaded on the beach. Carl Ryder and first mate Johnny Johnson are taken to the hospital in critical condition. Ryder with a belly full of gunshot wounds.
They was laid in the hospital there for 2 or 3 days, and the doctors kept looking at him, and he says, well, Carl, he says, there ain't no chance for you, he says. Carl told him right back, well, if I'm gonna die, bring me something to drink. So we took 4 quarts and put them in a gallon jug, and he had the nurses, everybody feeling good in the hospital there. And in about a week, the doctors looked at him again. They said, that gin is probably cleansed your kidneys. He says, you're doing all right. He said, you're healing up fine.
Carl Ryder repairs the Artemis and returns to Rum Row along with thousands of other rum runners smuggling illegal liquor into the country. When Prohibition is repealed in 1933, Ryder and his fellow rum runners return to their everyday lives as fishermen. Every year until their deaths, Johnny Johnson and Carl Ryder meet on the anniversary of the infamous battle and drink a toast.
They love the adventure. They love the times. They love the seas. This is what they did. This is what they did.
To the 5 a.m. scholar, the 2 trains and a bus rider, the I'll sleep when it's done academic. For 80 years, we've been inspired by you, and we've been honored to walk with you, to help you get where you want to be. Because your moment is now. Let nothing stand in your way.
Do you have a structured settlement from a lawsuit or an annuity? Need cash now? Struggling to make ends meet? Bills need to be paid? Even if you are getting monthly checks from a structured settlement or annuity, debt can still pile up, and it can feel like you have nowhere to turn. Peachtree can help you turn your structured settlement or annuity into cash now. Cash you can use to pay off debt, make important purchases, or avoid foreclosure. The money from your structured settlement or annuity is yours. You deserve to have it when you need it, and Peachtree can help you get it. Peachtree can help you get the money you need now without taking out a loan. Life doesn't wait. Why should you?
To find out how, call Peachtree today at 1-800-903-1728 or log on to settlementfunding.com.
I was a little afraid. I mean, as an African American, I knew where my family tree might end up. But I went on Ancestry.com anyway, and I found out my great-great-grandfather was born a slave, but died a businessman. And that was worth finding.
Visit Ancestry.com and discover the world's largest online family history resource.
You don't have to know what you're looking for. You just have to start looking.
Your discovery starts right now on Ancestry.com.
At 21st Century, we know that people like to compare and save. So we've designed a comparison to help. Start with two identical cars, one insured by these guys, the other insured by 21st Century, which means both cars are covered when there's a problem. Like this one. Since both policies cover this kind of damage, both cars get repaired. Here's the difference. People who switch from Progressive to 21st save, on average, wow, $520 a year. Geico and Allstate drivers who switch to 21st, they save big too. Call 21st Century at 877-244-8001 or visit us at 21st.com. That's 877-244-8001. 21st Century Insurance, the same great coverage for less.
It was just gigantic.
It was humongous. Enormous, huge bill.
That's actually when we switched to Vonage.
The service is great. I don't see any difference with the call quality. More, I can just pick up the phone, call.
As many family members as I want. Ugh, why did I not do this earlier? I'm Laura Pruden, and this was my last bill
before I switched to Vonage.
Switch your home phone service to Vonage and get unlimited U.S. and international calling for $14.99 a month. Now without an annual contract. Go to Vonage.com or call now.
Tonight on American Pickers.
Flooring. I am flooring it.
Things don't start off well for the guys.
Don't even say it.
And
how much is this?
$350.
When Mike can't close the 1954 pinball machine.
How about $200?
Oh, can't do that.
He gets physical.
Why don't we arm wrestle? $250, I win. $275, you. Get my arm up on the hood. Frankie locks it down. Hit it.
American Pickers. Tonight at 9 on History Made Every Day.
The Detroit River, a narrow waterway that separates Detroit, Michigan, and Windsor, Canada, in some places by less than a mile. Peaceful today, these waters were once turbulent. During Prohibition, this is the epicenter for illegal alcohol in America. It is known as the Detroit-Windsor Funnel. An estimated 75% of all the liquor smuggled during Prohibition comes across this waterway.
Detroit was a wild, wild town in the 20s. The illegal liquor business here in 1925 was conservatively estimated to be a $250 million a year business, employing 50,000 people.
No other place in the United States offered this opportunity with the availability of liquor on the one side and the market on the other side.
Canada has its own dry law, but when the United States passes the 18th Amendment, they see an economic opportunity. So Canada modifies their law and legalizes the production of alcohol for exportation only.
The Canadian government looked at it this way. We'll license all of these distilleries and breweries. It'll employ thousands of people and give them jobs. We'll add a tax on for every quart produced, and we'll make a large amount of money as a result of it.
In Ontario alone, 29 breweries and 16 distilleries begin producing alcohol for export. Many are located near or on the Detroit River.
The Windsor side of the river was lined with export docks, so you went over there in a rowboat and said, I'd like to get 50 cases of Canadian Club. So they give you the 50 cases and they say, where's your destination? You'd say Cuba. When you left the dock, nobody cared where you went.
Boats deliver a constant stream of liquor to Detroit. In the winter, a frozen river makes it even easier to get to Canada.
People did all kinds of things. They bought $5 jalopies, Model Ts, and they took the doors off the side and they ran them across in areas where the Detroit River used to freeze over. Some of these people would even carry 12-foot or 15-foot planks, if you can imagine, and actually try to drive the car from one ice floe to another. It was just a completely insane atmosphere. People would do anything to try and get booze over here.
Automobiles were redesigned, rebuilt, so there were places now to store liquor. Trucks had separate compartments underneath the cartage area. Sometimes they would use a hearse. It came to the attention of U.S. Customs once, why are the Canadians coming over here to get buried? And finally, the customs agents checked and discovered that indeed there was a casket in the hearse, but the casket was not with the deceased, but laden with very expensive Scotch whiskey.
The passenger ferry crossing the Detroit River provides ample opportunity for everybody to get into the smuggling game. This is Nell Rhodes. In 1931, she modeled the fine art of smuggling liquor in hot water bottles for the Detroit Times.
They were filled with alcohol and placed like suspenders across the shoulders and down the back underneath her coat, usually women. And after making several trips, they made quite a bit of money by bootlegging that way. It was on an individual basis.
The average annual salary in the 1920s is less than $2,000 a year. Many rum runners could make that much in 2 weeks. But this is nothing compared to what big-time bootleggers bring in. George Remus, a lawyer turned bootlegger, is reported to have made over $80 million during the first 2 years of Prohibition alone. Joseph Kennedy is believed to have made much of his fortune exporting alcohol from Canada during Prohibition, financing a dynasty that culminates with his son's election to the White House. But possibly nobody benefits more from Prohibition than the gangster.
One of the terrible consequences of Prohibition was that it really bankrolled organized crime in this country. It took a lot of basically pickpockets, two-bit thugs out the street and made multi-millionaires out of them.
It is blood money that lines the mobsters' pockets, spilled by thousands who suffer grim and untimely deaths at the hands of men like Dutch Schultz, Bugsy Siegel, and Al Capone. But the violence of these notorious thugs is rivaled and often surpassed by a group of young Jewish gangsters who ruled Detroit's underworld. They are the Purple Gang.
The Purple Gang was a very violent, high-profile group of mobsters that basically were very heavy on muscle and very light on brains. They were totally, completely ruthless.
The Purple Gang is led by the Bernstein brothers, the sons of honest, hard-working immigrants who came to America in search of a better life. But the Bernstein boys have other ideas of how the American dream should be attained.
The Purples did not make their reputation as rum runners, they made their reputation as hijackers and strong-arm men. If they were out to kill somebody, they'd walk into a crowded restaurant or a crowded theater or wherever and find the person that they were looking for and shoot them, and maybe shoot 2 or 3 other people in the process that just happened to get into the way. They literally had the public in the city of Detroit terrorized.
Between 1925 and 1932, over 500 murders go unsolved in Detroit. Most are attributed to the Purple Gang.
Let's make a deal, man. Let's make a real deal. Let's make a deal, man.
Here's a myth. You can't switch car insurance until your policy expires. The truth? You can switch to Allstate today. Extra incentive, you can get Allstate's early signing discount. Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you like Allstate.
I'm Ronnie from Jersey Shore, and keeping it real is what it's all about. That's why I use Zenadrin. My friend Haley knows what I'm talking about.
That's right, Ronnie. I love Zenadrin. I lost 50 pounds, and I feel beautiful.
GA got great results.
That's right, Ronnie. I lost 44 pounds. 44 pounds!
Sonia's new look is rocking.
Ronnie, I lost 35 pounds. I know it works.
Real people, real results. It's weight loss that works.
Get Zenadrin, get results. Available everywhere.
$12.50, that's incoming.
Does anyone see my phone?
$14.95, looking good.
Oh, there it is. Are those all my trucks?
Yep. It's your best week yet.
Gotta go.
Wouldn't it be great if your small business could get paid anywhere? With Intuit Go Payment, it can. Now accept credit cards on your phone wherever you are. We do the legwork so you can do what you love. Intuit. Small business, rejoice.
For hundreds of thousands of military veterans exposed to asbestos, the battle is just beginning. Military veterans represent over 30% of those with mesothelioma, a deadly form of cancer caused by asbestos exposure. Asbestos was used by every branch of the military between 1930 and the late 1970s. So even if you were exposed many years ago, asbestos or asbestos products may still be to blame. If you're a military veteran with mesothelioma, you can file claims against the companies that manufactured and sold the deadly asbestos, not the U.S. military or government. Now is the time to fight back for your future and your family. Your service is over, but your fight carries on. So put our 30 years of experience on your side today. Call 1-800-697-7855 now. That's 1-800-697-7855. I am a non-attorney spokesperson for James Sokolov, Wellesley, Mass.
Enjoy everything the XPS offers. Download, chat, and stream on the go with Verizon Wireless mobile broadband built in. Order a Dell XPS laptop and get a free mobile broadband card when you sign up with Verizon Wireless. You can tell it's a great deal. You can tell it's Dell.
When losing weight, no two people are alike, especially when it comes to your metabolism. Introducing the all-new Metabolic Max program from Jenny Craig. It's weight loss personalized to your metabolism. Now we monitor calories in and measure calories out, so you and your consultant can track and adjust your program for maximum healthy weight loss. It's weight loss that's a walk in the park. Get started today and get a free week of food when you join Jenny Craig's new Metabolic Max, the more personalized way to lose weight. Call 1-800-JENNY20.
True or false? Your pet is safe from fleas, ticks, and heartworms in winter. Sorry, it's false. And these guys can mean big trouble. Your pets need year-round protection, plus medications for cold weather joint pain. Fortunately, they cost a lot less at 1-800-PET-MEDS, and they're delivered free, right to your door with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For fast service, free shipping, and big savings, call now or order online from 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy.
From hijacking liquor, the Purples extend their violent reach and muscle in on Detroit's speakeasy business. Seize control of the illegal distilleries and distribution throughout the city. And take over the river and control the movement of alcohol from Canada. In 1927, at the height of the Purple Gang's power, over 500,000 cases of liquor are smuggled across the Detroit River.
Typically what they would do is when they would get a bottle of Canadian liquor, they would cut it. They'd make 3 or 4 bottles out of it. And there were cutting plants all over the city. It was just a process of watering down the alcohol, adding coloring to it, adding a few other different types of chemicals to make it look like the real thing, and then putting tickets on it, which were false labels.
The Purple Gang distributes their liquor to gangsters throughout the entire country. One of their customers is none other than public enemy number 1, Alphonse Scarface Capone. A Brooklyn, New York native, Capone heads west in 1921. He quickly takes over the illegal liquor trade in Chicago and rules the town with a combination of brutal savagery and shrewd marketing. Next, Capone sets his sights on Detroit.
Capone was a very astute businessman. And in 1927, he came to Detroit with the idea of opening up a franchise. And he sat down and had a meeting with the 4 Bernstein brothers, and they essentially told him that river belongs to us. Anything that moves across that river, you either deal with us, or you just don't have any business in Detroit. So Capone realized that a gang war with the Purples here in Detroit was a losing proposition.
Capone aligns himself with the Purples, and together they take bootlegging and violence to a new level. Their brutality culminates in one of the bloodiest slaughters in Prohibition history. Bugs Moran, leader of the rival Northside Gang in Chicago, hijacks a load of Purple Gang whiskey intended for Capone. Seeking revenge, Capone orchestrates a trap.
Supposedly, a freelance hijacker had called Moran and told him he had a really bargain basement shipment of liquor for him. Well, Moran, who couldn't turn down a good deal, said okay. Supposedly, Abe Bernstein, the reputed leader of the Purple Gang, had made that phone call.
The trap is set. The bogus shipment of liquor is to be delivered to Moran at a warehouse in Chicago on February 14th, 1929. When the Northside Gang arrives, Purple gangsters hidden across the street call in the hitmen. Disguised as police, the killers enter the warehouse pretending to raid. As they line the Northside gangsters against the wall, 2 additional hitmen enter the warehouse with Thompson submachine guns and open fire. It will go down in history as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Although it is well known that Capone orchestrated the slaughter, few know that the Purple Gang was directly involved.
The Purple Gang was really never implicated in it. 3 Purple gangsters were positively identified, but nothing was ever done. It just kind of faded into oblivion.
Ironically, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre misses the intended target. Bugs Moran is late to the meeting and narrowly avoids his death sentence. Still, the carnage sends shockwaves through the country, a painful reminder of the violence and lawlessness created by the 18th Amendment. During Prohibition, organized crime groups like the Purple Gang helped drive up the homicide rate by nearly 80%. The number of federal convicts rises by over 500%.
The country was fed up of prohibition. Gangsters were taking over cities. Gangsters were taking over police forces. There was far more violence in the streets. It obviously wasn't working.
Soon, many of the staunchest moral crusaders realize prohibition has backfired.
The 18th Amendment has delivered this nation bound hand and foot to organized crime. We believe that the 18th Amendment has failed, and failed badly. I'm a reformed prohibitionist myself. I hoped it was going to work. I'm forced to admit that it has not.
Well-intended people who felt that prohibition would bring a new moral tone to America, created the very problem that they were trying to suppress or eliminate.
In 1933, President Roosevelt signs the 21st Amendment to the Constitution, repealing prohibition and ending the 13-year drought. But illegal liquor in America will not disappear. A combination of local dry laws and the return of taxes provide the fuel that keeps white lightning flowing by the light of the moon.
On the next Decoded.
Man has always searched for answers to the biggest questions of life. How will it all end?
Could be an asteroid strike. The Maya have a specific date, December 21st, 2012.
Nostradamus did not say the world's going to end in 2012.
The sea will turn black and all the living creatures will die. It happened in the summer of 2010.
Brad Meltzer's Decoded, Thursday at 10 on History.
Take care of your engine, and it'll go far. One way I can take care of my engine, One-A-Day Men's, a complete multivitamin for my overall health. Plus, it supports my heart health and helps maintain healthy blood pressure. Whoa. Gotta makes your heart race, huh?
Are you one of the thousands of Americans who've been touched by mesothelioma? If you or a loved one was diagnosed with mesothelioma, it's likely that direct or indirect exposure to asbestos is to blame. Symptoms of mesothelioma can take 30 to 50 years to appear. So even if you were exposed to asbestos many years ago, it may still be to blame. The dangers of asbestos have been reported in the U.S. as early as 1918. And while there is undeniable proof that many companies in the asbestos industry knew the risks, many failed to protect their workers from its deadly effects. If you're a victim of mesothelioma, don't wait to take action. Fight back. Start planning for you and your family's future today. It all starts with a simple phone call to our office. Put our 30 years of experience to work for you. Calls are confidential. Call 1-800-944-1148 now. That's 1-800-944-1148. I am a non-attorney spokesperson for James Sokolov, Wellesley, Mass.
At Liberty Mutual, we know how much you count on your car and how much the people in your life count on you. That's why we offer accident forgiveness, where your price won't increase due to your first accident. We also offer a hassle-free lifetime repair guarantee, where the repairs made on your car are guaranteed for life or they're on us. These are just two of the valuable features you can expect from Liberty Mutual. Plus, when you insure both your home and car with us, it could save you time and money. At Liberty Mutual, we help you move on with your life. So get the insurance responsible drivers like you deserve.
Looks really good.
Call us at 888-398-3155 or visit your local Liberty Mutual office, where an agent can help you find the policy that's right for you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
Last year, the U.S. alone used over 39 billion plastic bottles of water. That's enough to stretch around the Earth over 190 times. Each Brita filter can take up to 300 of those bottles out of the equation. It's a small step that can make a big difference.
Sir, finding everything okay?
I work for a different insurance company. My auto policy is just getting a little too expensive.
With Progressive, you get the Name Your Price tool. It helps you find the price that's right for you.
Oh, the price gun.
Oh.
I wish we had this. We just tell people what to pay.
Yeah, we're the only ones that do.
I love your insurance. Bill? Tom?
Hey, it's an office party.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive. Call or click today.
On December 5th, 1933, millions of Americans celebrate the repeal of national prohibition with their first legal drink in 13 years. But illegal liquor keeps a strong foothold in America.
the fact that 3 years have passed since repeal, government men are raiding illegal distilleries at the rate of 300 a week.
The Moonshiners thrive because many states keep local prohibition laws alive. Mississippi is the last to lift its ban in 1966. In states that repeal their dry laws, newly levied taxes on beer, wine, and spirits provide even greater fuel for illegal liquor. From 1934 until 1944, the federal tax on distilled spirits climbs from $2 a gallon to $9 a gallon. With every tax increase the government imposes, the demand for moonshine grows. And with the country in the grips of the Great Depression, many in the rural South find the high profits reaped from selling moonshine too great to ignore.
Back in them days, it was really a way of making a living, feeding your children. And so if you paid the taxes, you could make it. If you paid the taxes, you couldn't make any money.
This is Junior Johnson. In the late 1800s, his family settles here in Wilkes County, North Carolina. They immediately begin moonshining. By the time Junior is born in 1931, the family's moonshine operation is enormous. In 1935, when Junior is just 4 years old, his father is caught with 5 large stills and over 7,000 gallons of white lightning hidden throughout the house. Junior's father is imprisoned 5 times in his life for moonshining, but that does not stop him from recruiting his youngest son. Junior begins helping his father at the still site when he is only 14 years old. But soon, a different side of the illegal liquor business seduces him. When he is 15, Junior hits the road and becomes a moonshine hauler. Thriving on danger and speed, moonshine haulers soup up cars, load them with white lightning, and try to outrun the law. They race through the dead of night at speeds as high as 150 miles per hour.
A lot of people didn't know how to drive a car or scared of a fast car. Stayed in the manufacturing side. You had to be aware that you was taking a big gamble when you left out. This is more dangerous. You took a chance on wrecking and kill myself or killing somebody else.
Despite these dangers, Junior embraces the thrill of the chase. He typically leaves at 11 p.m. and makes up to 5 runs until sunup. Junior earns as much as $500 a night. Junior Johnson's car of choice is the 1940 Ford Standard, an ideal liquor car because it can carry 22 cases or 120 gallons of white lightning at a time. But the Ford's modest 80 horsepower engine isn't powerful enough to help moonshiners outrun the law. So the haulers become mechanics. The moonshine haulers head into their shops and modify the Ford's engine. When they've pushed it to its limit, they replace it with a more powerful engine.
This is what they call a flathead Ford, and that's pretty basics. If you want more speed in an engine, you go to this car here, and it has overhead cylinder heads. Your overhead valve cylinder head is a tremendous gain as far as horsepower is concerned.
Overhead valve cylinder heads increase the size of the combustion chamber and can double the amount of horsepower an engine produces.
Carburation is another place you get a lot of gain. If you want to get more power beyond that, you go to a turbocharger or a supercharger.
The turbocharger and the supercharger each drive extra air into the engine and adds at least 100 more horsepower.
As time went along, here comes the big V8s in there like Cadillac. You know, Cadillac ambulances had a great power plant in them.
In 1950, Cadillac introduces an 8-cylinder, 200 horsepower engine for ambulances. It is a moonshine hauler's dream.
As quick as you bought a 44, just snatch the motor out and lay the Cadillac in it. And you could take that thing and modify it and supercharge it. That thing would run so fast you couldn't focus on the road.
As bootlegging booms, another high-speed, action-packed world quickly attracts many of the moonshine haulers. The world of auto racing. In 1947, stock car pioneer and promoter Bill France Sr. establishes the National Association for Stock Car Racing, or NASCAR. NASCAR's inaugural race is won by Glenn Dunaway. He drives a bootlegging car that had been used to haul White Lightning only a week earlier. Throughout the early days of NASCAR, moonshine haulers provide some of the fastest cars and many of the best and most exciting drivers.
There was a lot of bootlegging people involved in racing when it got off the ground. And if anything boosted it and made it successful, I would think you had to give the bootlegging people a big part of the credit for it.
A young Junior Johnson finds his way to the stock car circuit in 1950. Fans quickly fall in love with the moonshine-hauling daredevil driver and nickname him the Wilkes County Wild Man. With years of experience hauling moonshine at blistering speeds, Johnson quickly finds success on the track. But the money made on the stock car circuit does not come close to the amount Johnson earns on the back roads of North Carolina. So Johnson leads the double life of a NASCAR race driver and a moonshine hauler. The law, however, is quickly closing in on him.
I was beginning to hear that the revenues had a bounty out on me. You know, for enough money, you might get somebody to run their mouth.
In 1956, Junior Johnson signs a NASCAR racing contract with the Ford Motor Company. 3 weeks later, the revenuers finally catch up with him. Not on the road, but at his father's still.
My dad asked me to go in and fire his still up for him, and I did. And I'd do it again if it, you know, was today, because I had a lot of respect for my dad. I did what he told me all my life, from on after I got grown. And they had it staked out, the revenuers did. And of course, they had tried fearlessly to catch me prior to that for years and years and never did.
Junior Johnson spends 11 months and 3 days in the federal penitentiary in Chillicothe, Ohio. When he is released, he goes right back to racing stock cars and hauling moonshine.
Moonshining is something that kind of gets under your skin, and you'd almost do it for nothing. It's an all-around exciting adventure to get off in it, to tell you the honest truth.
By 1960, Johnson begins earning enough money on the NASCAR circuit to finally put his criminal activities behind him. He quits moonshining and drives professionally for 15 years. With 50 victories over his career, Sports Illustrated names Johnson the greatest driver in NASCAR history. But Johnson's criminal record plagues him, and after lobbying for more than a decade, he receives a full and unconditional pardon by President Ronald Reagan in 1986. Today, NASCAR is the largest spectator sport in the United States. And it all began with some good old boys hauling moonshine, trying to outrun the law.
I really think the fastest car I ever drove was a bootlegging car.
Okay, team. After age 40, we can start losing muscle. 8% every 10 years.
Wow.
But you can help fight muscle loss with exercise and new Ensure Muscle Health. I've got Revigor.
What's Revigor?
It's the amino acid metabolite HMB to help rebuild muscle and strength naturally lost over time.
Ensure Muscle Health has Revigor and protein to help protect, preserve, and promote muscle health.
Keeps you from getting soft. Ensure, nutrition in charge.
A little more, and whoa.
Yeah, nice.
Agents, what do we have here?
An Autobotome. I've only heard about these.
And we can save them hundreds by combining their auto, boat, and home policies, all under Farmers.
Exactly.
Are these legal?
Define legal.
Well, can you drive it on a street?
No.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
There's a revolution in weight loss, and it's all about you and your stories.
Stairs are zero trouble for me now.
I've gained energy.
I have taken up belly dancing.
I can be that person that I wanted to be.
It is just so totally unbelievable how I have changed.
I have more confidence now.
I feel like I look good.
I can cross my legs.
I don't know what you think, but I'm quite happy with it.
Now that I got the weight off, my diabetes is under control.
Everything's easier when you weigh less.
The new Nutrisystem features chef-inspired foods designed to fit your life, with transition plans that help you do it on your own, all backed by the proven science of the glycemic index. Call today and get 28 meals free. It's our best food at our lowest price ever. It's time to say hooray you and join the weight loss revolution. The new Nutrisystem. Call today or visit Nutrisystem.com.
What makes Pawn Stars so addictive?
What is this?
The thing.
This thing is so cool.
The history.
It's a slice of Americana.
And that guy named Chumley. Take home seasons 1 and 2 of Pawn Stars on DVD. Available at Amazon.com.
Did you know about this?
True or false? Your pet is safe from fleas, ticks, and heartworms in winter. Sorry, it's false. And these guys can mean big trouble. Your pets need year-round protection, plus medications for cold weather joint pain. Fortunately, they cost a lot less at 1-800-PET-MEDS, and they're delivered free, right to your door with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For fast service, free shipping, and big savings, call now or order online from 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy.
When losing weight, no two people are alike, especially when it comes to your metabolism. Introducing the all-new Metabolic Max program from Jenny Craig. It's weight loss personalized to your metabolism. Now we monitor calories in and measure calories out, so you and your consultant can track and adjust your program for maximum healthy weight loss. It's weight loss that's a walk in the park. Get started today and get a free week of food when you join Jenny Craig's new Metabolic Max, the more personalized way to lose weight. Call 1-800-JENNY20.
Tonight on American Pickers.
Flooring. I am flooring it.
Things don't start off well for the guys.
Don't even say it.
And
how much is this?
$350.
When Mike can't close the 1954 pinball machine.
How about $200?
Oh, can't do that.
He gets physical.
Why don't we arm wrestle? 250, I win, 275, you. Get my arm up on the hood. Frankie locks it down. Hit it.
American Pickers. Tonight at 9 on History Made Every Day.
In the United States, unless you obtain a federal tax license, you can't make liquor, period. You can make wine, you can make beer, but you can't make liquor.
The Moonshiners are our adversaries. You don't want to pay any taxes. They're not going to pay any taxes if they can help it.
They are the Moonshiners' arch-enemies. Throughout the history of illegal liquor in America, their job has been to hunt down illicit distilleries and bring moonshiners to justice. They are the revenuers.
After we bust the steel, we go anything. We chop it with an axe. We've used torches to cut it with. I run over it with a bulldozer and dug a hole and buried it. For many years, we used dynamite.
The cat and mouse game between the moonshiner and the revenuer is a long and perilous one. It begins at the country's inception, when moonshiners routinely torture defenseless tax collectors. During the Civil War, the tax on distilled spirits is $2 a gallon. For protection against violent moonshiners, collectors team up with special agents carrying sidearms. Tax collection and law enforcement are now under one roof in the newly established Internal Revenue Service. These agents of the IRS, better known as revenuers, face a daunting task. In addition to rising taxes, the temperance craze is in full swing. So, after the 18th Amendment is passed, the IRS creates a special division called the Prohibition Unit. But these revenuers are hopelessly outnumbered, and many are corrupt. With the repeal of the 18th Amendment, the Prohibition Unit is disbanded. The IRS then creates the Alcohol Tax Unit, or ATU, to bust bootleggers. This is the genesis of the modern revenuer. One standout ATU agent is William Henderson. Nicknamed Big Six for his immense stature, Henderson becomes a legend, terrorizing moonshiners in the backwoods of Kentucky. 8 years into his career, Big Six is tipped off about moonshine being made in the basement of this house in New Haven, Kentucky. It will be a startling arrest.
That night, my daddy was running the still, and my grandmother, when they came in, old Big Six come in and started bursting everything up. Grandmother called Mom and said they're going to try to search the house to find the whiskey. So me and Mom went downstairs and dumped all the whiskey down the drain in the basement, took it out to the creek. My mother was so upset, she was crying. She was so embarrassed, because they knew it was going to be all over a little town like New Haven.
Embarrassed because of the moonshiner's name, Harry Beam, kin to the famous Jim Beam. One of 7 brothers, Harry had been a master distiller for 15 years, but family fights leave him unemployed and on the verge of bankruptcy. Twin sisters Jean and Joe Beam are just 16 years old when Big Six Henderson arrests their father.
He was making moonshine to help save our house. He couldn't find a job.
I really didn't think my daddy was a criminal. He was just trying to make a living to feed our kids.
When Harry Beam's mother learns about the arrest, she is determined to separate the Beam name from the stigma of moonshining.
After he was arrested, my grandmother Beam found out about it. She was very upset, and so she had influence and money, and she spent $1,000 just to keep the Beam name out of the paper.
The fact that Harry Beam was caught moonshining has been kept a family secret for more than 50 years. His arrest is just one of nearly 6,000 that Big Six Henderson notches during his 28-year career. In 1972, the ATU becomes the Division of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, or ATF. Over the past 30 years, the ATF has continued the fight against bootleggers and lost taxes, but they also battle another menace: toxic moonshine.
If I brought you a glass of water and I said, here's a glass of water, and I want you to drink this glass of water, but I want to tell you what's in this glass of water before you drink it. Now, I just saw a cow walk through a field, and I just saw the cow go through where this water just came out of and do his business in that same field. I just saw this ran out of a truck radiator, but here's your glass of water, feel free to drink it. I don't think anyone out there would actually want to drink that water. And that's being mild to some of the things that have been found in the illegal liquor steals.
You find rats floating in the mash, you find birds in it, and all kind of things, and it's not the cleanest in the world.
Agents find these poisonous stills in every place imaginable. Built and camouflaged into the side of a mountain, agents discover this illegal distillery. Here, another still is constructed underground. This one is hidden beneath a fake cemetery. Even an abandoned school bus is transformed into an illicit distillery.
The Moonshiners have a PhD in their own right, and they are very innovative. You know, they're carpenters and they're mechanics, and they make up the workforce out here just like anybody else does, but on the side, they're doing something else, and it's happening.
As the Moonshiners become more creative, the revenuers must devise new tactics. They take a revolutionary step and track the Moonshiners from the sky. The top speed of the revenuers' surveillance planes is about 140 miles per hour. But speed is not what they are after. These airborne agents need to be invisible.
Small, light aircraft, they're not noisy, they're inexpensive to operate relatively, and no one pays much attention to them. We could put an observer in the back seat on the same side as the pilot and slow fly the airplane, and we could follow vehicles almost anywhere and almost any time. But we kept the ground vehicles back 5-10 miles, and we just stand and watch them, and they never knew we were watching them.
We would trail him from where he bought the sugar or jugs or whatever. We try to always be at least 3,000 or 4,000 feet elevation above the ground. We would make long sweeping circles. There might be 15 miles around the circle, with the pivot point being where the violator is. And we would trail him until he reached his destination, which was normally a distillery.
The airborne agents allow the Moonshiners to lead them to the still site, then call in the ground team to make the bust. During the first 5 months that Agent Charlie Weems leads the airborne operation, the ATF locates 76 illicit distilleries. So successful is their operation that they expanded to cover nearly every state in the country. It takes the Moonshiners 10 years to finally realize there is an eye in the sky. With their aerial cover blown, agents revert to the old-fashioned way of catching Moonshiners, searching the backwoods.
90% of finding any illicit product, drugs, stills, or what have you, basically is information. If you don't have information, you better be looking for some. You better be looking in the woods. You better be walking the creeks. If they've got 4 or 5 burners under 4 or 5 stills, and you get within maybe a quarter of a mile, and the wind's right, you can hear those burners, those blowers going, and they go, ooh, and you can hear them. And you also get the whiff of that sweet smell that's going through an aroma that's going through the woods, and you can smell it for a long distance too.
Special Agent Jack Powell spends his 35-year career hunting for stills in Virginia. In 1987, a revenuer's video camera captures Powell staking out a still. His team has been hiding in the woods for 7 days. The Moonshiners have briefly left the still site, so Powell ventures down to see what's cooking.
First, you got to locate the illegal distillery, and then you've got to check the mash to make sure when it may run.
In black pot type operations, it usually takes about a week for it to ferment.
Powell discovers a 10,000-gallon still. He tastes the mash to determine how much longer it needs to ferment. He'll leave the site and launch his raid when the Moonshiners return to distill, nabbing as many as possible. Then, Powell destroys the still.
Fire in the hole!
At the dawn of the 21st century, moonshiners continued to ply their craft in the backwoods.
We all have the impression that we're looking at Snuffy Smith who's sitting with a corncob pipe out by a little liquor still. We're not talking about that type of activity. Modern day moonshining is about greed and money. How many dollars can you put in your pocket the quickest way possible without getting caught by law enforcement?
Paul Henson is the face of the modern moonshiner. Henson is only 13 when he is initiated into the moonshine business in rural Virginia. By the time he is 17, he runs his own operation. When he is 20, he is busted.
I didn't do any time. Pulled the 3 years probation. They just kind of slapped me on the wrist, you know, and I kind of walked out the courtroom laughing, more or less, and right back in the woods. It didn't even faze me.
In 1993, when he is 28 years old, an emboldened Henson builds an enormous still made up of 36 of these 800-gallon black pots. His operation goes through 25,000 pounds of sugar each week. If all goes well for Henson, he can turn a profit of close to $40,000 a month.
It's just sugar liquor. It's a cheaper form, you know. It's the money-making liquor. The still I had 3 worms set up in it, and I run 2 stills at a time through 1 worm. It took 3 days. I had them all run off. So it was set up to produce lots of liquor and hopefully make lots of money, which the feds put a stop to that, you know.
On January 6, 1993, agents are tipped off about Henson's operation. The raid nets the largest still discovered in the state's history. Paul Henson serves 6 years in prison. Today, he makes his living legally as a carpenter. But every day, Henson fights the urge to make moonshine, an urge that has seduced countless moonshiners for generations.
It's addictive, kind of, you know. Once you get it in your veins, it's hard to get it out. It took 6 years of prison for me to get it out. And that's the truth. I mean, if it wasn't for the 6 years of prison, they wouldn't have caught me in '94. I'd probably have a still set up somewhere today, and, letting it roll.
Whether we like it or not, America is a nation built by rumrunners, moonshiners, and bootleggers. Our founding father, John Hancock, was a smuggler who fought for our independence from British oppression and unfair taxes. National prohibition turned ordinary fishermen into rumrunners, sent everyday citizens into secret saloons, and created millionaires out of two-bit gangsters. To stay one step ahead of the modern-day tax collector, moonshine haulers souped up their cars and helped create the country's most popular spectator sport. Making white lightning has a long tradition in America, and as long as there continue to be moral bans and taxes on liquor, then rumrunners, moonshiners, and bootleggers will continue to thrive.
There will always be moonshine. God bless the Moonshiners.